Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ramadan TV. Well, we know that Ramadan is the month of Qur'an, and here in South Africa and across Africa, we are looking for excellence in reading the Qur'an. Hence, the South African National Qur'an Council is hosting various Qur'an competitions to find huffaz who excel in reading the Qur'an and those who need improvement for them to become better role models and better huffaz across our continent. And it gives me great pleasure in welcoming Qari Bashir Patel to give us an idea of how these competitions are going to be happening and of course finding that excellence across our continent. Qari Bashir, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Qari Bashir, this is such a beautiful month where finding excellence in Quran happens. And you've been there for so long with the South African National Qur'an Council. Just give us an idea of, historically how many huffaz have been discovered and just finding, excellence in reading our holy book.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. You're going to ask me how many huffaz we discovered or we encountered. I can't give you a number, it's so many. And I'm going to give you just a small example. That in our Gauteng regionals, the last one we had, just in the Gauteng segment we had over 500 participants, which took us a whole day. And it was from all places around Gauteng only. So I think, and that specific year, we had all the regional competitions concurrent. So I think, taking all the different regions into consideration with the exception of the Western Cape, because they had it on a separate day. Other than the Western Cape, on that one Sunday that we had all the competition, the regional competitions, we counted about 900 participants countrywide. That excludes the Western Cape. So that's just 1 year we're talking about. And alhamdulillah, over the years, actually, this competition started off in, I think, 2001. But it wasn't so formalized. And there were 1-2 competitions, and there was a break in between, etc. And then around about, I would say about 2007 or 2008, when we really started now formalizing, etc. And alhamdulillah, now this year we are preparing for the 13th competition, the national competition, inshallah.
And I think, we've had all those challenges with COVID and all of that. And off air, you were telling me the Quranic competition that is going to be happening in Tanzania, of course, that competition is going to be special because it's in the national stadium and there's like, 80,000 people that come to experience it. Alhamdulillah, that must be an experience, isn't it?
Alhamdulillah, that is run by the Al-Hikmah Foundation there in Tanzania, and we have an understanding and MOU between us as well. Alhamdulillah, the South African National Qur'an Council with the Al-Hikmah Foundation there in Tanzania. Now that competition, I was a judge last year, and inshallah I'll be traveling next week to be on the judging panel there as well. Now that is an experience because, the stadium has 2 arenas. Now, from the judging table where you're sitting, you're only seeing 1 arena. And I think people who were seeing it, I think it was broadcast over television here also. And those people who, the viewer, can see a lot more than we can, because now you can see both the arenas. So both those arenas, like I remember when we started in the morning, and I was a bit disappointed because I thought that what I heard is not what I saw, because I saw quite a few empty spaces in the grandstands. But I think it was within about 10-15 minutes, it was full.
Alhamdulillah.
And it's hot, it's a tropical climate, so they don't know it's winter. People are fasting and sitting and listening to the Qur'an. There were 21 participants from all across Africa. And people sat in that hot sun. Women with the hijab, with the niqab, but still they sat and right through. And we started off at about 8 o'clock or 8:30, one way till 4 o'clock, and no one left. No one left. Alhamdulillah. That is the love they showed for the Quran. And you see, I was sitting on, we have the panel of judges, right? So we were sitting there. And then you would look at the grandstands and you see everyone sitting there. And after we left, now my hotel was about 10 kilometers away from the stadium. So what I noticed is people, that's when I learned this. People were walking home in droves. And where I stayed 10 kilometers away, people were still walking. So people walk the distance to come and listen to the Quran, spend the whole day, and walk back. While fasting, no water, nothing to drink. So this is the love people show for the Quran, and this is what I want to impress on our community in South Africa as well. And I mentioned this in one of the earlier, in the regional that we just had now in PE, that let it not be that when a competition like this takes place, that we only, if my son is taking part, then I will attend. No. Let's take the day as a day of the Quran.
Yes. And I think it's important, isn't it, Qari Bashir, that we encourage our youth. So like you say, it doesn't have to be, a relative or family member. You can go and support somebody you don't know just for the love of Quran.
I'm going to give you again Eastern Cape. The first year we did a competition there, we couldn't find anyone to take part. So much so, now we have a minimum criteria of 1 juz. So we discussed amongst ourselves and say, all right, they can have the competition from Wadduha downwards. The first year we had the competition there in Eastern Cape. So we spoke to our representative there, Maulana Yusuf Behmat, and he said, all right, from Wadduha downwards, have a competition from there. So he got about 5, 6 students, and they had a competition. That was the competition. All right, naturally they wouldn't come and represent themselves at the national competition, which we held that at that time we held it in Nizamiya Masjid. Then the next year they had I think they had 5 juz and had 10 juz category. Alhamdulillah, within a year. Now, there may have been students who were memorizing the Quran, but now when they saw that, there's something serious, we can take part, they started making a little more effort. And Alhamdulillah, now, there is a madrasa there where, students spend time, the whole morning is dedicated to the Quran, and then they have a few hours where school teachers come in and tutor them for their secular studies. So, the competition is not the purpose. The competition is to motivate the community at large that we focus more on the Quran and we give the Quran more time.
Alhamdulillah. And I think that's so important, Qari Bashir, that it's not rushing through it. It's about memorizing it and having the sabr and the patience to go ahead and learn our beautiful book, the Book of Guidance. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to be discussing more of this year's Quranic competition and, of course, what we can expect, where we can find it, and, of course, just experiencing the Hufaz and the way they're going to be reciting our beautiful book. Do stay tuned.